Just a minute. Is my screen visible to all of you? Hello?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
Okay, thank you. So let's continue.
Yes, continue, ma'am.
In today's session, we are going to learn how to format your text. There is HTML formatting. So these are the contents which are we are going to learn in this session. So first of all, what is text formatting? Anyone know? If you know, then you can place your answer in chat box. See, all of you have know how to format your text. You all of you might have used Microsoft Word, Microsoft Office Word, where we have the options like bold your text, make text in italic format, make text underline. So these are the some options which are provided in your office to represent your text to the user. So what is actually text formatting is how to represent, how to display your text on a screen or any user, how to represent it. That is nothing but your text formatting. So there are 10 options provided in HTML also. So let's see what are those options. The first one is bold text. Your text you can format in a bold format. Okay, for that your HTML provides you a tag which is named as B and end of B is nothing but bold. So whatever you write inside this, that is starting of B tag and end of B tag, that will be displayed in a bold format. Okay, next one is italic. For making text in italic format, HTML provides you a tag called as I tag, that is italic tag. So whatever you write inside the I tag and end of I tag, that will be displayed in an italic format. Next one is underlined text. See, here HTML provides you a tag called as U tag and end of U tag. Whatever you write inside this starting and ending of U tag, that is underline tag, that will be underlined. That text will be underlined. Next is strike. Now, see, whatever you write between strike and end of strike tag, that will be a line is displayed with above that middle of that text. So this is nothing but your element is displayed with a strike through. That is a thin line which is displayed over and middle of your text. Next one is monospaced font. For that, HTML provides you a tag called as TT and end of TT. That is monospaced font. Now, first of all, I will explain what is monospaced. See, whenever you write any document, okay, any font format you choose, in that font format, what happens? See, here you can see this word, that is element. Okay, you can look at this word element. In this word, the width of each letter is different. Okay, see, letter of width of E letter, width of L letter is different. So when you use a monospaced font, what happens? Whatever word you write, that will be displayed in a same width. Okay, so letter each width of each letter will be displayed in a same width. So that is the use of your monospaced font. You'll see examples so that you will understand later. Okay, next option provided by HTML is superscript text. See, there are formulas in maths like x square. Okay, so your x and 2 is written as a superscript format. Okay, for that HTML to write your mathematical formulas, HTML provides you a tag called superscript, which is written as start of SUP, end of SUP. So whatever you write inside this two tags, that will be displayed as a superscript format, that is a character's height above the other characters. Okay, next is subscript. Okay, when we use subscript, you might have learned science. Okay, in that science you have the reactions like H2O. In that 2 is written as a subscript of H letter. For that, for displaying 2 as a subscript, we are using a tag called as SUB, that is subscript and end of SUB. So whatever you write inside the SUB and end of SUB tag, that will be displayed as a subscript of your letter. Next one is larger text. Suppose I am writing any document and particular word I have to display in a big format, a size, font size larger than other text surrounding that letter. Then I will use a larger tag, that is big and end of big. So whatever you write inside big tag and end of big tag, that will be displayed a little bit larger than other text. Okay. Similarly, opposite is smaller text. So if I want to display any text in smaller size than other text, then I will use a small tag. That is, whatever you write inside small tag and end of small tag, that text will be displayed a little bit font size smaller than the rest of text which are surrounding it. And the last one is grouping content. Okay. See, what is the use of grouping content? There are two tags provided in a grouping content. First one is division and second one is span. So I will explain what is division. Suppose I want to make two sections in a web page. I want to display something on different two sections. I want to divide my page into two sections. Then I will go for the division tag. Okay. So division tag is basically used for dividing your web page into two sections. Okay. Next one is span element. Okay. Listen, I want to group elements in a single line. Okay. At that time, I will use a span tag. How to use these both tags, we will see in an example. Look here, this is the example. Wait, I will display it in a notepad so you can see it better. I have used all the tags which we have learned now in a single program. Now, up till now, you all are aware about how to create a HTML template, okay? How to run it, how to save it, and where to write it. You all are aware about this. So now let's start directly with the programming. So here, these are the compulsory tags: HTML, head, title. I have given my document title as HTML text formatting. I have ended this tags. Now, main part, that is written in a body. So body. This is the paragraph tag I have used. Okay. So first, see, the following word uses. Here I have used a bold tag. So whatever is written inside this bold tag will be displayed in a bold format. So this text, that is bold text, will be displayed in a bold format. Similarly, I have used here italic tag. So this word, italicized, that word will be displayed in an italic format. So next one is, here I have used underline tag, that is U and end of U. I have written here underlined word. So this word will be underlined. Okay. Next one is strike. So this is start of strike, end of strike. So text written inside this, that is this text, strike through text, will be displayed by using a thin line between this at the middle of this word. Okay. Next one, monospaced. I have used a tag as TT, monospaced. See. Then next one is superscript. So this superscript word will be displayed at the head of other, that is previous letter of this sentence. Then similarly, subscript word will be displayed a little bit below line. Then next tag is big tag. Here big word will be displayed a little bit font size larger than these words. The following word uses a big typeface. So the size of following word uses and size of big word will be, a big word will be a little bit larger than other text. Then next one is small. Here small word written inside these two tags. So small word will be displayed a little bit smaller in size other than this sentence words. Okay. Now next tag which we have seen is division tag. See here, division tag has attribute ID. ID is equals to menu, align equals to middle. See, align is what? Your whatever written inside the division tag will be displayed at the middle of your web page. Okay, so alignment is set as a middle. So this one is another attribute which you can use in your HTML document. So here I have used anchor tag. Yesterday you have seen what is the use of anchor tag. So you know the syntax. Anchor tag, href, that is hypertext reference. I have given reference as index.html. These are different pages which are saved with HTML. Okay, you can save your web pages with different names in same folder and you can give the link here. Suppose I have saved my page by using introduction.html, then you can write here introduction.html. So whatever page you are linking here, that will be displayed on your web page. So whenever you click on this home, that will be displayed, that will link to index.html. Similarly, two anchor tags more I have used, which are used for contact and about. See, this is the link provided in the reference hypertext hyperlinking reference, and for that I have given the name as contact. So on the web page it will be displayed by using this name, that is contact. So whenever you click on the contact, it will take you through the page of about contact us.html. Whatever page you create here, that will be linked here. Okay, similarly. So this is end of your division tag. So now I have used one more section. This is first section of your division tag. Now I am going to use a second section, that is again division. I am going to start here actual content. This will be your menu bar. Okay, so on web page this section will be displayed and the second section will start from here, that is the actual content. Here I am content aligning at the left side and background is given as white. Okay, here I have used heading tag h5, content, articles, paragraph, written text is actual content goes here. Now the last is span tag. As I have told you, span tag is used for styling or grouping your contents in a single line. If you want to group your contents in a single line, then you will go for the span tag. Now here I have used a paragraph. This is the example of span. Look here, I have started a span tag. I have given style as color green, span tag. So whatever written inside this span tag, okay, the style is applied and the text will be displayed in a green format, and the span style equal to color red. So text is given as division tag. So division tag will be displayed in a red color along with CSS. So let's run this program and see how it looks. Go to file. You have to save this as by using .html extension. See, I have saved it at HTML text formatting example .html. Click on save. Let's run this. See, here it is created .html document. How to run it? Double click on this. Your page will be executed. See, first sentence I have written in a paragraph format. The following word uses a bold typeface. So I have written word bold in a B tag. Okay, start of B and end of B. So that bold word will be written in a bold format. Similarly, on second, I have written italicized U word in a U tag, that will be displayed, that is represented in italic format. Next is I used underline. So here on the text you can see beneath the text a line, that is underline text. Next tag which we use was strike through. So whenever you use strike tag, the thin line between that word at the middle of that word will be displayed like this. Now next one was monospace. Here you can see the following word uses a and typeface. these letters are having a different width for each letter as it is represented. But in a monospaced word, you can see the width of each and every letter is equal. That is the use of your monospaced tag, that is TT tag. Now, next one was superscript tag. So I have used superscript word in a SUP tag. So this is displayed at the above of your line. See here, superscript. Similarly, subscript is displayed at the below of your text, below of your word, superscript. Then last one was big and small. Okay, see here, the following word uses big. Here I have used a big tag. So big word is displayed little bit a font size greater than other words. Similarly, small word is displayed a little bit small in a small size other than the different words. Okay. Next was division tag. Here you can see I have used 3 reference, that is home, contact and about. So this was my menu bar. Okay, division tag, menu bar section is started here, and next section I was started, that is content articles and actual contents go here. So division tag is used to make 2 different sections on your web page. Then last, which we have seen, a span tag. On a single line, if you want to group the elements, then you can use a span tag. See, whatever written in a span tag, I have given text color as a green and color as a red. So these 2 words are displayed in a green and red color. I hope you have understood this much. Yes, students, you can reply in the chat box. Is there any problem? You can directly ask question in a chat box. I will give the answers after completing the session. Now, next one is HTML font formatting. Up to now, you have seen how to format your text. Okay. Now we are going to see how to change the font. See, there are different options provided for font changing. That is, you can increase the font size, you can set the font face, and you can set the font color. Then how to set this? All options we will see here. See, first option is set the font size. You can set your font size 1 to 7. Okay, the range which HTML accept for your font size is 1 to 7. These are the option values. The default value will be 3. Your font size will be default at size 3. Then setting the font face. Now, do you know what are the font face? Have you ever heard Times New Roman, Calibri? So these are the font faces which you can choose in a HTML format. And last one is setting the font color. I want to change my font color if basically it is displayed in a black color. So I want to change it to different color, then I will go for setting the font color. Let's see one example. See here. This is the basic part of your HTML document. I'm going to start from body. See, I have used a tag as font. Okay, for changing your font, you have to use a tag as a font. Then I have used attribute here as size. I want to change the font size. So along with font tag, I'm going to use the attribute as size. Here I have given the value as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and 7. Okay. So I'm going to show how it is displayed in different size up to 1 to 7 values. The default value of font size is 3. Okay, it will be displayed in a size 3. Okay. Next is I've used a font face. Okay. Next attribute which you can use a font face. Here you can place the values as Times New Roman if you want to display your text in a Times New Roman format, or if you want to display it in a Vardhanya format, then you can change the values by using these options. You have options. You can see the options in a word. Okay. Now, last one is how to change the font color. Okay, here you have two options. You can either specify a hexadecimal format or you can directly write the color name. So the easiest way, see, hexadecimal format to remember all color codes is difficult. So we will go for directly placing a color name here. See how to write it: font, color, color value, that is red, this text is red. So whatever written inside this, that will be displayed in a red format. So let's execute this program. Font formatting example dot htm. Okay, see, you have two options. Either you can save by extension, that is htm, or you can use html also. Both are right. Click on save, close this. This is the example HTML font formatting. Run it. See here. Font size 1. I have given the font size 1 that will be displayed in this size. Okay. For 2, a little bit larger text will be displayed. For 3, font size is equals to 3. Your default font size is 3. So your text will be displayed in this size if you do not specify any particular value of size. Okay. For 4, 5, 6 and 7, font size 7 will be displayed in this size. Okay. Next, I have used different faces Times New Roman. Okay, it will be displayed in this format: Vardhana, Comic Sans, Wild West and Bedrock. Okay, these are 5 faces I have used. You can use different faces also and check how it looks or how your font appears on your web page. Then I have changed the text color. Here I have used a hexadecimal value. The hexadecimal value which I have written was of pink color. Okay, so whatever written inside that font, that will be displayed in a pink color. And next I have used a color as red, so text is displayed in a red color. So this is how you can format your font. Okay, then last one we are going to see is HTML marquee tag. Okay, see what is the syntax. Now first of all I will tell you what is the marquee tag. Okay, suppose I have created one website. You might have seen multiple websites in where some text are scrolling from left to right or right to left. Okay, so that will be displayed by using this marquee tag. Okay, suppose you want to display your text scrolling horizontally or scrolling vertically, then we will go for this marquee tag. Okay, syntax here, you have to use tag name as marquee, then attribute name, attribute value. If it is having attribute, you can specify here, then write a message here. Your text will be written here and end of your marquee tag. Okay, let's see the example. See, this is the basic part of your HTML document. Here body, I have used marquee. This is basic example of marquee tag, end of marquee. Then I have used break tag. Okay, these are singular tags. Either you can only write br or you can write as br/. Both are right. As it is singular tag, it doesn't require any ending tag. So I have written directly br tag. Next, marquee, I have specified here width. Okay, this is the one attribute which you can specify. Width is 50%. Okay, so width 50%, how it will be displayed, you can see in a practical session directly. Now next I have given direction attribute right. Okay, so whenever you give the direction, this text will scroll from left to right side. Okay, from your screen's left side to right side. And if I specify my direction as upside, then it will be scroll from bottom to up. See, by default, if you don't specify any direction, then by default it will scroll from right to left. So this is the example for right to left scrolling. So let's run this program. Give the extension as .html. Save. See, run this, double click on this. Here you can see your first marquee tag where I have not specified any attribute that will be displayed here, which is scrolling from right to left. Then in second line, I have specified the width as 50%. So it is scrolling from middle. So width will be 50%. So you can see here it is scrolling from middle. Then in the third line, I have specified the direction as right. So your text is scrolling from left to right. And at the fourth line, I have specified direction as up. So your text is scrolling from bottom to upside. So this is the example of marquee tag. This is the end of your text formatting. Okay, how to format a HTML document. If you have any queries, you can ask in a chat box. We will move toward next session, that is next part. Okay. After that, we are going to learn how to create a table on your web page. Okay. So we are going to learn now HTML tables. These are the contents of table. That is how to give a table heading, cell padding, cell spacing, attributes, column span, row spans. These are the attributes. Then how to change the table background, how to change height and width, how to give the caption, how to set the header, footer and body of your table, and what is nested tables. That means how to create table inside a table. So let's start with this. Now, first thing, why we need a table? What is table? Okay. Suppose I want to arrange my data in a format of rows and columns, then we call it as a table. So table is nothing but representation of your data in rows and column format. Okay. So HTML provides you a tag called as table for creating a table. Okay. So this is the table, and you can along with this, it is having a end of table tag. Table tag has two tags, that is tr and td. This is nothing but a table row, and td is table data. Okay. See, table row we use for creating first row. Then when you close table row and start with another table row, it will go for next row of a table. And td is used for creating your data. Okay, whatever data you are going to put in a row, that will be displayed by using a table data attribute. See the example how to create a table. See here, document type HTML, head, title, end of head and body. Up to here HTML part is same. Now I'm going to start my table. Okay, table tag is having a attribute border. You can set a border as 1, or if you don't display this, then also no problem, only you can use a table tag. Okay, here I'm going to start the first row of my table by using a tr tag. So tr tag is having a different another tag which is called as data. So this will start your first row of table. Tr tag will start your first row of table, in which I'm going to add data as row 1, column 1. So table data, this first table data tag will be your row 1 and column 1 cell. Okay, the first cell, that is first cell of first row and first column. Then I have ended here table data and started again another data, that is row 1 column 2. Okay, so I want to display in first row and two items, that is row 1 column 1, row 1 column 2. So whatever I will write here, that will be displayed in a first row of first column, first row of second column. So here I am going to end the first row of my table. I am going to start with the second row of my table. In second row I am writing table data, that will be your row 2 column 1, row 2 column 2. So in first table data item, whatever item you write, that will be displayed at the position of second row and first column, and your second data item will be added at the second row, second column. I'm going to end here second row of my table. I'm going to complete my table here, end of table, end of body, end of HTML. Let's execute this. See, same example is written here. So I will directly execute it. File, save as, table creation, table, example1 table creation dot html. Click on save. See, execute this. Now, here you can see row 1, column 1, row 1, column 2. Then your next table data is displayed here, row 2, column 1, row 2, column 2. This is how you can create a table. Okay. Now, in the previous slide, you have seen how to create a table. Now, you know each table have a heading. Okay. Table is table heading describes what the table is, what information your table is giving. That will be given by using a table heading. So here your table tag provides a one more tag, that is th tag. It is nothing but a table heading. So whenever you write a table heading tag, your text will be displayed in a bold format and it will be given as a table heading. So suppose I want to create a table by using, I want to give the heading as name, and then in the next column I want to give a mobile number. Then I will write that name and mobile number in a table head tag. Let's see the example. So this is the example of table heading. See, I'll start with body part. Table, border is given as 1. Table, row. See, I have started with first row. In first row, I am going to give the heading for my columns. Okay, I am going to give the heading for my columns which I am going to create. Okay, see, in first row, what should be displayed? A table heading as name, and next column table heading as salary. So this is going to end here, first row. In second row, I am going to put the name as Ramesh Raman and table data, his salary as 5,000. See, here I have used two table heads, so it automatically it will contain a two columns. Okay, so I'm going to provide here two data, that is second row the name should be displayed as Ramesh Raman and the data, that is his salary, should be displayed as 5,000. Here second row is going to end and I'm going to start with third row. In third row, the next name, that is Shabbir Hussain, should be displayed and his salary should be displayed as 7,000. See here, I have used table head tags here. So these names will be displayed in a bold format. And here I am going to add the actual data. So I have used a tag as TD inside the TR, that is row. Okay, so let's run this program also. Go to File, Save, with extension as .html. Click on save. See ya. As I have given border as 1, your entire sales will be displayed with a border. If you don't specify any border, then only the outer border will be displayed on your table. So if you want to display in this format, you can give the attribute table border equals to 1, that each cell will get a border displayed like this. Okay, see, table head tag. I have given table head as name and salary. So this name and salary is automatically displayed in a bold format, and it is displayed as a heading of your table. So heading of my table is name and salary, and the contents will be Ramesh Raman, his salary is 5,000, Shabbir Hussain, salary is 7,000. So this is the way where you can give the header, that is heading for your table. Then next one is cell padding and cell spacing attribute. See, why we use these attributes? Okay, actually, cell spacing, it will define the space between your table space. Okay, table cells means there are two cells. There are suppose two columns and two cells. Okay, so if you want to give some spacing between these cells, then we will go for cell spacing attribute. And cell padding, it defines the distance between your actual text and cell borders. See, we will see the example, so you will understand. Here how to use it. Body table border is given as 1, cell padding is given as 5, and cell spacing is given as 5. Same table I have created here by using table head name, table head salary, table data as Ramesh Raman and 5,000, table data as Shabbir Hussain and his salary as a 7,000. So this is the syntax for using the cell padding and cell spacing attribute. You can specify how much size should be displayed on your table. Okay, so let's run this also. Save with .html. Click on save. See here, I will show you the difference, but we will see the previous example of table heading. Now, this is the example of your table heading where you haven't specified any cell spacing and cell padding attributes. Now, this is the example where we have specified the attributes of cell padding and cell spacing. Why we use cell spacing? That is to define the space between your outer border of your table and this cell. So it will display nothing but the space between your table and table cell. And cell spacing is nothing but your text and spacing between your cell. So cell border and your cell text. The spacing between these two will be displayed by using cell spacing and cell padding attributes. Now, next one is column span and row span attributes. Suppose I want to merge two rows or two columns, okay? Then I will go for column span and row span. Means suppose I want to make column, make row as name, and in name row, I want to display 3 different rows and give the names, my name, that is first name, middle name and last name. Then I have to merge 3 columns, 3 rows in a single cell. Okay, for that we are going to use column span and row span attributes. See the example. See here. I have created table, given border as 1. First row, in first row, I have given table head as column 1, column 2, column 3. So 3 heads, this column 1, column 2, column 3 will be displayed in a bold format. Then I have started second row. On second row, I have written row 1, cell 1. Here I have given the row span as 2. See, whatever value you specify here, that means 2 rows will be merged into a one cell. So value, this value indicates I want to merge two rows in a single cell. Here I am going to add next data item as row 1, cell 2, row 1, cell 3. Now on the third row, see, on the third row I have taken only 2 data. Why 2 data? See, on the first data, that is row 1 and column 1, I have merged 2 rows in a single cell. So this, on the second row, it will be merged in a first row of your data table. Okay. In third row, I'm going to use a column span. I'm going to merge column in a single cell. So let's execute this and see how it displays. File, save as, .html, click on save. See here, these are the headings, column 1, column 2, column 3. On the second row, I have merged two rows in a single cell. So your first, second row and third row are merged in a single cell. And these are the contents of next columns, row 1, cell 2, row 1, cell 3. And I have merged column 3, that is your row 3 in a single cell. So it will be displayed like this. So if you want to merge, you can use column span and row span attributes. Now, next part is table background. So by default, your table background will be black and white. Okay. So if I want to change the table background by using a color or by using the images, there are two options provided for your table background, that is BG color and background. These are the two attributes which are used for changing the background of your table. So BG color is used when you want to change your table by using a color. And if you want to display background at the background image, table background as an image, then you will go for the attribute as background. So let's see the example of this. See here, this part is same as we have previously created table, that is using column span and row span. So I will explain this part only. Here, how to change your table background. See, table given attribute as border 1, border color is given as green. See, table border color. This is another attribute which you can use. You can give the border of border line in a green, and BG color. This is the main attribute which is used to change your background of table. BG color is given as value yellow. So your table will be displayed in a border as green and background color as yellow. So let's execute. File, save as, .html. See here you can see your table border is displayed in a green color and your table background is displayed in a yellow color. So this is how you can change your background by using a color. Now same example we are going to change with attribute background. Suppose I want to give background here, so you can change it by attribute background. Here you have to specify, for the value of your attribute, you have to specify the path of your image. Now, what is the path of image? Where your image is saved. Okay, you have to specify the path. See how to find out the path. Go to the location where your image is saved. I'm going to use this image. Okay, I want to choose the path. Click here, copy, then see the name and extension of this image. What is the name? Name is image and extension is .png. Here you can see, or you can right click, go to properties. Here you can see the extension. The name of image is images and the extension is .png. In this way you can find out the path of your image. Now give the path here. Whatever you have copied, paste here. Again give the slash, give the name as images.png. Control S. Again you have to execute the same. See here, your background is changed by image which I have specified in a background attribute. So you have to specify the path of your image. So your table will be displayed by using background by the image which you have provided. This is the way you can change the background of your image. This is the same example which we have executed right now by using a background. Okay. Now, table height and width. Now there are two more attributes, that is height and width. You can set the height and width of your table by using these two attributes, that is width and height. We'll go for the example directly. See, I have created one table, given border equals to 1. Here I have specified width as 400, height as 150. Whatever you want, you can specify the values here. Either you can specify directly 400, 150, or you can specify 100%, height 100%. Whatever you height and width you want, you can specify as per your convenience of your web page. Okay, let's run this. File, save as, .html. See, the height and width of my table is increased. As I specify width as 400 and height as 150, it will display like this. Next is table caption. What is table caption? See, you have seen we have given the table heading by using a TS tag. The table heading is nothing but the column heading, that is column heading of your table or row heading of your table. Okay. Now table caption is nothing but the name of your table. What is the name of your table? That will be displayed by using a table caption tag. Okay. We'll see the example. See, I have created one table, border equals to 1, width is given as 100%. See here, I have given the value as 100%. Okay. You can give it 400, 500 as you want. Here, I'm going to give the caption for my table as this is the caption. So your table name will be what? This is the caption. Your table name will be displayed as this is the caption. Then I'm going to start my first row. First row, first data, row 1, column 1. Okay. Second data will be row 1, column 2. Then second row, on second row, I'm going to display row 2, column 1, and in the last cell, I'm going to display row 2, column 2. Here I'm going to end second row, going to end my table, going to end my HTML document. So let's run this. File, save as, example 8, table caption dot HTML. Click on this. See here, as I have given the width as 100%, your table width is displayed up to covering entire your web page. Okay, this is the 100% width of your table. So you can give accordingly whatever width and height you want to display on a web page. Now you can see here whatever caption I have written, that is displayed here, that is as a table name. Your table name is displayed as, this is the caption. You can give any name, whatever your table name you want to give, you can specify in a caption tag. Now, next part is table header, body and footer. If you have used Microsoft Office Word, you might be aware about what is header and footer. Okay, whatever you write inside the header and footer, that will be as it is copied on the all pages of your document. Okay, similarly you can give the header, footer and body of your table. See, there are 3 elements for separating the head, body and footer of the table. First one is table head, that is T head. It will create a separate table header. Then second one is table body. It will indicate the main body of your table. And last one is table footer, that is T foot. It will create a footer for your table. Okay. Now let's see the example of this also. Here I created table, border, width is given as 100%. Here I am specifying the table header, that is by using T head tag. In T head, I am going to start my row. In first row, my first element will be, this is the head of table. I have used column span as 4. End of my first row, end of my table head. Then I am going to specify footer as T foot, table row, table data will be, this is the foot of the table, and the main body of table will be given by using T body tag, that is table body. In table body, I am going to specify table row. Table row is having 4 columns, that is cell 1, cell 2, cell 3, cell 4. Now you can understood why I have specified here value as a 4. See, I am going to merge 4 columns into a single row. So that's why I have used here column span as 4, as I have specified here 4 columns. See, main body of your table contains 4 columns, that is cell 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we are going to specify here column span as a 4. Let's execute. File, save as .html. Click on save. Here you see width is 100%, so your table is displayed like this. The first is, this is the head of table, which I have given inside the T head tag, that is header of the table is displayed here. Then I have written the footer, that is footer of table is displayed at the end of your table, that is beneath of your body, table body, and inside table body I have created 4 cells, that is cell 1, cell 2, cell 3, cell 4. Here you can, instead of cell 1, cell 2, cell 3, cell 4, you can write your text or you can write your data items, whatever you want to display on the table. Now, the last part of the tables is nested table. What is nesting? Nesting is nothing but creating something inside another table. Okay, see, if I want to create one table inside another table or one document inside another document, then it is called as a nesting. So table nesting is nothing but creating a table inside the another table. Okay, let's see the example how to nest the tables. See here, body. Here I am going to start my first table. Table border equals to 1. Width is given as 100%. Here I am going to start my first row. In first row, my first data will be, see here, I am going to start the second table. See, this is the first table. Inside the first table, I am going to add the second table. Second table border is 1, width is 100%. In second table, I am having the table row data. First data is name and salary. These are the headings of my inside table. This is the inner table. We are going to create an inner table here. Here you can see inner table. So inner table contents will be table head as name and salary. Then on the second row, it will be having Ramesh Roman and 5,000. And at the third row, it will be having as Shabbir Hussain and 7,000. So here I am going to end my first table, going to end my data of first, that is outer table, going to end my row of outer table. See here, inner table is ended and this is the ending for your outer table. So let's execute this. File, save as, nested tables dot html, save. See, here you can see the 3 borders. That is, the first border is of outer table. In outer table, I am going to create one inner table which is having contents as name and salary, and the data will be Ramesh Roman, Shabbir Hussain, and their salary as a 5,000 and 7,000. So this is the end of today's session. Thank you all of you for patiently listening. If you have any queries, you can ask in a chat box. Thank you.
Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Hello. Thank you, sir. Thank you, S.A. Kode, sir, for such a wonderful session
Thank you, ma'am.
and sharing such nice information to the students related to the web technology. Thank you, Dhanashri Varute, ma'am,
Thank
for
you, ma'am.
such a wonderful hands-on session. I hope this session will be useful to our students. And last, thank you all students for listening patiently. So by this, I conclude today's session. We will meet tomorrow at the same time. Thank you very much all. Thank you.